Back in 2002, India made a big splash on the global stage with its incredible India tourism campaign. Fast forward to today, and it's not just India's charm capturing attention. Experts around the world are now buzzing about India's economic rise. Imagine this. Goldman Sachs forecasts that by 2075, India will be the world's second largest economy. And there's more. Martin Wolf from the Financial Times has an eye-opening prediction. He believes that by 2050, India's purchasing power will outshine the US by 30%. Isn't that something? Stick around as we explore how India is shaping into an economic giant and if it will become the next superpower. Let's take a look at India's economic journey. India has transformed from a mixed planned economy to a developing social market economy. Today, it's the largest economy in South Asia. It stands fifth globally in nominal GDP and third in purchasing power. However, per capita, India ranks 139th and 127th respectively. Historically, from 1947 to 1991, India followed the Soviet economic model with heavy state control. However, the end of the Cold War and a financial crisis in 1991 led to economic liberalisation. Since the beginning of the 21st century, India's GDP has grown by 6 to 7% annually. Remarkably, India was the world's largest economy for most of history until the 19th century. In 2022, it comprised 7.2% of the global economy in PPP terms. Despite setbacks from COVID-19 and policy changes like demonetization and new tax laws, nearly 70% of India's GDP comes from domestic consumption. The country is also a significant global trader and a member of the World Trade Organization. However, the Indian economy faces fluctuating exchange rates and income inequality. Regarding industry sectors, agriculture contributes 16.4%, industry 29.3%, and services 54.3%. India is a major food producer and a growing manufacturing hub, offering cost-effective solutions compared to other countries. The IT industry is a global force known for its large, skilled, cost-effective English-speaking workforce. This diverse economic landscape shows India's potential and its challenges as it moves towards becoming the third largest economy by 2027. India focuses on developing a skilled workforce with advanced English skills to fit into the global knowledge economy. This initiative is reflected in its scientific achievements, notably in space exploration. The Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, established as the third national space agency after the Soviet Union and the United States, has made significant strides. For instance, India was the third Asian country to launch a satellite using its Rohini RS-1 rocket in 1979. In 2007, India achieved atmospheric re-entry, becoming the fourth nation to do so. India's space milestones include the 2008 launch of Chandrayaan-1, its first lunar probe. This mission led to discovering water on the moon, and India became the fourth country to reach the lunar surface. In 2014, India became the first Asian nation and the first globally to reach Mars's orbit on its first attempt. Collaboration with the United States in space technology is increasing, focusing on interoperability and potential commercial space launch agreements. India also engages in international R&D projects, like the European Galileo GPS project and the ITER Fusion Energy project. A notable achievement was setting a world record by launching 104 satellites in a single mission. Most components used in these missions, including Chandrayaan-3, are indigenously developed. India's education and research institutions, like the Indian Institutes of Technology and Indian Institute of Science, are globally recognized. These institutions are instrumental in advancing research and developing in various fields. India surpassed Japan in 2019 as the second largest steel producer in the steel industry. The government plans to increase steel production capacity by 2030 significantly. India processes significant quantities of rare earth minerals in the rare earth industry and has considerable natural resources in this field. Companies like Indian Rare Earths and Mishra Dhatu Nigam are experts in this area, contributing to India's potential as a leader in the rare earth sector. India is strategically investing in global energy sources, including acquiring stakes in the Middle East and Russian oil fields. This move positions India alongside major players like China in the energy sector. The country is also gearing up for a significant transition in its energy generation. With its high solar insolation and dense population, India is well suited to shift from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources. This shift is especially relevant considering the alignment of cooling needs with solar intensity in the region, offering both economic and energetic benefits once the technology becomes more affordable. In the power sector, India is constructing nuclear and hydroelectric power plants. It has engaged in civilian nuclear energy deals with the US and EU. With a quarter of the world's thorium reserves, India is poised to use this alternative to uranium for nuclear power. Indian companies like BHEL and Larsen & Toubro are vital players in nuclear technology. India's business-to-business B2B marketplace is experiencing rapid growth, with a projected gross merchandise value of $125 billion in the next 5 years. This growth is primarily driven by the rise of B2B e-commerce startups, tapping into the vast potential of India's $3 trillion economy. India's micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises are a significant part of this growth. With millions of SMEs going digital, the B2B market is seizing a substantial opportunity in the Indian economy. Additionally, the government's e-marketplace, GEM, is a notable initiative for public procurement, further fueling this growth. The Indian Railways, one of the largest employers in the country, is undergoing significant reforms, including public-private partnerships to enhance service quality. The sector contributes notably to India's GDP and employment. Modern mass rapid transit systems are being developed in major cities, and modern regional rapid transit systems, RRTS, are planned to replace the old MRTS, improving connectivity in metropolitan areas. Real estate in Tier 2 cities is also booming, with land price rising following metro corridor developments. This growth reflects the ongoing urbanisation and development in these areas. Tourism remains a vital part of India's economy, with millions of tourists visiting each year, attracted by the country's rich history, culture, and spiritual traditions. This sector significantly contributes to the GDP and employment. Geographically, India's location in the Indian Ocean positions it advantageously for transoceanic commerce, bolstering its role in global trade and strategic importance. With its vast population, India now holds the title of the world's most populous country, surpassing China in 2023. A significant aspect of its demographic profile is the youthfulness of its population. Half of India's population is under 25 years old, which positions the country for economic growth without the constraints of an aging workforce. The nation's high birth rate contributes to a predominantly young population, with about 65% below the age of 35. This demographic is expected to yield a demographic dividend, potentially enhancing India's economic prospects in the coming decades. India's global diaspora, who plays a crucial role in its international presence. More than 32 million Indians reside worldwide, often achieving socio-economic success, especially in countries like the US and the UK. The Indian diaspora is significant in regions like the Arabian Peninsula and the Caribbean, contributing to strong diplomatic and economic ties with India. English language proficiency is another strength of India, which boasts the most significant number of English speakers and learners globally. This linguistic advantage is crucial in global trade and communication, positioning India as a significant player in international business and professional sectors. Politically, India is uniquely the world's largest democratic republic. Its democratic system has fostered improved relations with other democracies and enhanced its global standing. India is also a candidate for permanent United Nations Security Council membership, receiving support from several major countries, though China's stance remains ambiguous. Regarding foreign relations, India has established strong connections with major world powers and various regions, including the UK, the EU, Japan, Russia, the United States, and nations in Africa, the Arab world, and Southeast Asia. These relationships have been instrumental in India's growing role in global politics and its contributions to world peace and regional stability in the Indo-Pacific. The increasing prominence of Indian origin leaders in global politics, such as UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, US Vice President Kamala Harris, and others, highlights the influence of the Indian diaspora in shaping international policies and perspectives. These leaders, with their Indian heritage, symbolise the rising global impact of India and its people. In the early 21st century, the geopolitical strategy being debated in the West revolves around the role of India in the global era. The discussion centres on whether India should be supported to become a strong democratic entity, potentially countering non-democratic powers, thereby contributing to global stability. This debate is particularly relevant in the context of the United States adopting an offshore balancing policy. The Indian Armed Forces play a significant role in this geopolitical landscape. As of 2020, India's military, including its core military and the Indian paramilitary forces, is one of the largest in the world. The Indian Army has a rich history, having played key roles in World War II and the liberation of Bangladesh in 1971. The Indian Air Force ranks 4th largest globally, and the Indian Navy, considered the world's 5th largest, possesses blue water capabilities. India's advancements in missile technology are noteworthy, with programs like the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program developing a range of missiles, including ballistic missiles like Prithvi and Agni, and the Beyond Visual Range Air-to-Air Astra missile. The country has achieved self-reliance in missile technology. It has been a nuclear power since conducting tests in 1974, although it is not a signatory to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. India's role extends beyond military capabilities. It is the world's 2nd largest arms importer and has engaged globally in significant military technology deals. The Indian Armed Forces are crucial in anti-terrorist activities, particularly in Kashmir, and have contributed substantially to United Nations peacekeeping missions. Regarding cultural history, India has had a profound global impact, especially in Asia, through spreading religions like Jainism, Buddhism, Hinduism, and Sikhism. The country has also been influenced by religions outside the subcontinent, including Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, and the Baha'i faith. Indian culture has been disseminated worldwide through traders, philosophers, and migration, highlighting its long history of cultural dialogue and influence.